Good morning everyone, today we are going to be talking about my game plan for this week. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing I want to talk about is of course the official response from Sega regarding the error may occur when pulling from the reward box. They do know that this is a problem and they are currently working on it. Thank goodness it doesn't actually consume the reward box medals, so it's not that big of a deal, but nevertheless they are working on it. If you are desperate to open these items, by the way, if you do have your account linked to the Epic Game Store, you can log in through there and it seems to work fine through Epic Game Store launcher, but for every other platform, it seems to be busted. Now with that out of the way, what exactly am I going to be focusing on this week? It's actually going to be fairly simple. I'm going to be working on my dailies every single day, mainly clear the limited time quest over here in order to maintain that I get the reward box medals every single day so that I can actually open all of the rewards, because remember you are going to need 40 of these medals to get all the items over here. Now there are some items that are repeats, so for example like this stamp over here, I actually already have it as it says over here, bound to account. I also have the flower petals, so there are a lot of items here that I do have already, but there are also certain items that I don't have yet. For example, this angel wing long hair, I don't have this hairstyle. And so yeah, there's still a couple of items that I still want anyway, and nevertheless, if there's something that you don't want from this, you can always sell all of these items anyway, so that is also a really nice thing to do. I think Sound of Rock is something that a lot of Slayer mains are gonna like, because it literally looks like a green lightsaber, so that is pretty awesome. But other than doing my dailies and completing the limited time quest over here, I'm also going to be working on the limited time tasks. So there is the Starless Suppression, so I haven't completed this one yet, but I do need to defeat 500 Starless. This shouldn't take too long. I'd assume like most players can probably complete this within 2 hours. If you're a little bit slower, or maybe you're doing it solo, it might take a little bit longer, maybe 3 hours. But this shouldn't be too difficult, and it guarantees you all the materials needed to exchange for your first rare weapon. So this is something that I would definitely put on high priority if you don't have a rare weapon already, or maybe you have a rare weapon but you don't have the right fixa on it, because remember you can always just make multiple rare weapons until you get the right fixa, and then fixa transfer it onto your fully augmented and enhanced weapon. So that's exactly what I did. If you guys are a little bit confused on what I mean by that, I will leave a video in the description below where I walk you through it as I show you step by step how I made this very katana right here that you see. Now other than that, the next thing I'm going to prioritize is going to be Gigas Mastes. I'm going to be trying to craft as many regular Gigas Mastes as I can. As you can see over here, I have 335 Gigas Maste LCs. Unfortunately, these are LC variants, so it's not very useful since I won't be able to craft LC variants into the new Gigas Maste, which comes out next week. So I'm literally just going to be farming as many of these Gigas Technique 4s, Gigas Precision 4s, as well as Gigas Might 4s. As you can see, I do have quite a bit of them already, you know, 200 of these Gigas Techniques, 170 Gigas Precisions, as well as 170 Gigas Mights. And so I'm just going to be farming in the Gorge area because there's going to be a ton of Recon Gigantics. I'm going to be killing them. I'm going to be killing the regular ancient enemies, and I'll be able to farm up a bunch of these Gigas capsules so that when the new Gigas Maste capsule comes out next week, I'll be able to craft them. Now do keep in mind that I am also going to need to farm a ton of Duel Quest. As you can see over here, I need these Fuchsia capsules, which I can only obtain from the Duel Quest in order to craft the Gigas Mastes. I'm assuming that the new Gigas Maste, or the upgraded version, is going to require 5 Gigas Maste capsules plus whatever the Duel Quest Phase 4 capsules drop, or the Phase 4 Fuchsia capsules, and you combine them together. My logic behind this is because of the Lux Hal Finale. If you look at the Lux Hal Finale, it needs 10 Foundia capsules as well as 5 Hal Finales to craft the Lux Hal Finale. So based off this logic, I'm assuming that we're going to need 10 of the Duel Quest Phase 4 capsules, the Fuchsia capsules, as well as 5 of the Gigas Mastes to craft the whatever they're calling the new Gigas Maste capsule. So that is exactly what I'm going to be doing. As you can see over here, I can craft 17 Gigas Mastes as long as I farm up all the Fuchsia capsules, because remember, the Fuchsia capsules are not tradable. You can't sell those on the market, so you're going to need to farm these by yourselves. or you can throw all of this onto the market and sell them and then use the money that you make to buy the completed version of the Gigas Maste. I think you might lose a little bit of money that way, but it might be easier if you just don't want to farm Duel Quest, because farming Duel Quest over and over and over is very taxing and kind of boring since it is a solo piece of content and you're just kind of on autopilot over and over. Each run doesn't take that long. Like if you have all of the Defi capsules, it takes like 2 minutes at most per run, and it gives you what, 3 capsules per run-ish, I believe. I don't actually know. I haven't done Duel Quest in so long. Let us actually take a look. So let's go here. Let's go to Duel Quest Phase 3. And yeah, so if we get an S rank, we actually only get 3 of the Fuchsia capsules. So every 2 minutes you get 3 capsules. Not too bad in the grand scheme of things, but nevertheless, it does get boring very, very quickly. So really depends whether you can stomach the farming or if it's just not your cup of tea. So to sum things up this week, I'm literally just going to be farming in the Crimson Realm whenever I feel like it. When I get bored of the Crimson Realm, I'm going to go to the Gorge area and farm ancient enemies as well as the Recon Gigantics. When I get bored of that, I'm going to be running the limited time quest over and over. And when I get bored of that, I will run the Duel Quest. So these are the 4 pieces of content that I'm going to be rotating through whenever I feel like it or whenever I want to play NGS. And that's going to keep me pretty busy for this week until next week. And once next week kicks in, we do get the new Duel Quest, and we're going to be running that in order to craft all of the new capsules, the new Gigas Maste capsules. And then a week after that, we get the seasonal event, and so we can farm up seasonal points and buy out the seasonal shop and get all of those goodies again.
Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.